Yo, 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 we back up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let this shit get right. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Hold on. Hold on, Playboy. Hold up. I figure some shit out. Technical difficulties. Mhm. There goes that. All right, we're just gonna stay with that then. We're gonna let motherfuckers get up in here, man. We gotta talk about all the fights from yesterday. I know everyone's seen them. The world's watching. We gotta talk about what I'm saying. So here we go. Waiting for the homies to pull up. Everybody getting their notifications. Man, let me tell you right now, man. I was at work when this shit happened. As far as the boxing, I was at work, and so I wasn't able to watch it like round for round and scoring all the rounds. I definitely had opportunity to watch majority of the fights, majority, but half the time I didn't know what round it was or anything like that. So that's just me being honest about that part of it. But I was bartending on a Saturday night, being active, had the fight up there. Um, And there were some good fights, man. There were some good, solid fights last night. In addition to the boxing, I was able to watch UFC early in the fucking morning because they were overseas. You know what I'm saying? And I know my boy DJ want to get on that, so we're gonna wait for him to hop up in this bitch. But man, Israel Adesanya might be that time, Playboy. It might be that time to just let it go. I mean, I'm a fight fan. I'm a fan of watching people fight. Not too much of a fan of me being in fights myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I love watching UFC. I love watching boxing, bare knuckle boxing. Um, random people on the internet. Not a big fan of women fights, but I will say today the GOAT fights again. Clarissa Shields, man, she's one of the only female fighters I support. She's as far as boxing, she's the only female fighter that I'm like always tuned in to see, and I don't even know who her opponent is half the time. Um, Other than a Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano fight, you know what I'm saying? As far as them fighting each other, I'm tuned into that too. They could fight each other 100 times. I'm gonna watch that. Always gas. But yeah, combo. That's a huge bitch. Hey, but Krista Shields is packed on some weight too. 'Cause she got some cheeks now. She ain't used to have cheeks like that. So, you know, she's doing what she has to do. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I always support Clarissa Shields, man. She could fight a target cart pusher. You feel me? And I'll still watch that shit just because she's truly the GOAT. She's the most accomplished. She's the most accomplished boxer, period, man or woman. But obviously, the most accomplished woman. Cabo says he thinks that she could lose this one. I don't see her losing, bro. Like I like Clarissa Shields is one of those people where I feel like she's so dominant that even if someone caught her slipping and knocked her down, that she'd get back up and win that round and the rest of the rounds type shit, you know? But if she catches an L, see if she catches an L from a random, it could hurt. It could hurt. But because nobody knows who this girl is. I honestly I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't even know why she's fighting. Let's just be real. I don't even know why Clarissa Shields is taking another boxing fight. She literally just has maybe Bumgarner to fight, but Bumgarner don't want that fade. And other than that, she's done everything she needs to do in boxing. My guy.
What's up, man? What's up?
The Alabama Bama himself.
The Alabama Hammer Slammer, Mama Jammer, however you want to put it, man.
Everything that rhymes with Amma.
Yeah, right. The auntie assassin is here.
Watch out. How's your AARP cards?
Wow. Y'all know. You let me know.
Combo said the bald head egg scramble.
Man. Man, you the one that's close to collect the Social Security.
Hey.
The bald head egg scrambles. Man, shut up, Combo.
Man, but yeah, you want to start this shit off with the UFC first? Because that was first. That was early in the morning. I don't know. Did you watch the fight?
I only watched probably the last 3 fights. I missed Terrence McKinney, man. I wanted to see if he got back on the winning track because I know he's been alternating wins and losses here lately. So I wanted to see how he looked, but I missed that fight. But I watched Michael Venom Page absolutely piece up Shara, the one-eyed pirate.
Oh yeah, clinic.
Man, it's these guys, man, that they keep trying to push and they keep trying to strap a rocket to their back and give them the big promotional push. They hadn't looked great in these last couple fights, man. You look at somebody, even going back to Benoit Saint Denis, they were ready to push him as the next big French face of MMA, and that didn't work. Cyril Gane, that didn't work. Hell, even to a certain extent, Sean O'Malley.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think Cyril Gane and Sean O'Malley is still a top contender in their division. They just ran into better fighters. As far as Sarah, I think if it wasn't for his highlight reel double spinning back fist knockout his last fight, that they probably would have not pushed him as much. But they had to capitalize on that moment because that was a viral knockout.
Yeah. But stop saying these guys are, this guy's elite. He's elite, bro. He's got 12 fights.
Nah, yeah, they're not elite. They have talent, though. They're talented with promise, but yeah, they're not elite. They haven't proven much.
And another big example of that is Bo Nickel. When they put Bo Nickel in there against Paul Craig, a grizzled veteran who can also grapple, it didn't look the same.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, according to Bo Nickel, that was the best fight he's ever had. But
to be fair, Paul Craig did submit Jamal Hill and gave him his first L. So Paul Craig is also, I think he also got Shogun, if I'm not mistaken, later in his career. But I think he also got Shogun. So Paul Craig is great, not a championship contender by any means, but Bo Nickel, these are the type of guys you're supposed to stomp out if you want to be considered next up.
Yeah. See, Bo Nickel's an interesting case because I think he's like learning on the job type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And Mex, I have no problem with that. But
we're gonna see if this is a real big dog Willie or
he's the next Chris Weidman, or he's a generational talent. Like we can put pause on that for a second, man. Let's just let these guys go.
What's cracking?
Big dog.
Okay.
What's up, DJ?
It's the real one.
What's going on, man?
Man, I enjoyed that fight. That whole card was nice last night. Today, everybody fought their asses off.
Yes. Oh, you talking about the PBC card?
Oh, boxing?
Yeah.
That
was a great card.
Great man card.
And Benavidez is that dude now.
Yeah, if you didn't know before, you know now.
He's that guy.
Pretty much. It went pretty much how I thought it would go. Besides the stoppage, I thought Benavidez would get him out of there, but it was a one-sided ass whooping. Pretty much how I thought it would go, man. Morrell don't
Hey,
know
Devin
enough.
Morrell got a fucking chin, bro, because he never even got wobbled.
Oh, he
Benavidez
got
got a
wobbled. He
chin though
just couldn't
too.
call. Yeah, Benavidez got a beard on him too. Even if you go back and watch that knockdown
It's off
really wasn't a
balance.
knockdown.
It was a knockdown. It was just off balance. Because
He was off balance.
David
Yeah.
put himself out of position sometimes.
Yeah, he was already kind of stumbling. Then he kind of like hooked him under the shoulder, so he called it a knockdown. It was like but he really didn't hurt him, and it wasn't even a flash knockdown type of thing. Combo, I wasn't impressed by any PBC fight. Really, how could you watch that Pitbull and
He's
Vieira fight and
trolling.
not
He's
be impressed
trolling.
with
He's
that?
trolling.
He gotta be.
Well,
He
somebody's
gotta be.
echoing.
It must be me. Is it me?
No, I think it might be
go.
me. I'll come back in. I'll come back in and out.
All right. My guy, Hannibal. Oh, maybe it's me.
Hold
Oh,
on,
I think it's you,
mute up.
DJ. Wait, how about now? Oh, yeah, it's you. Sorry, Hannibal, you
All
on
right,
mute,
I'm
dog.
gonna go out and come back in. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
All right.
Yo, what up? I ain't even get a chance to watch the fights, but I'm gonna sit back and chill with y'all until y'all talk about something else.
Yeah. Nah, Combo said Pitbull was good, my bad. Man, Pitbull was cool. Yeah, I mean, Fierro is not like a top competition, bro. Like, and that's my problem with Pitbull is like, bro, you could have went right back into the El Rayo fight and got your belt back and been a champion, and you chose not to because of his style, because you lose to people with that style. That's weird to me. So then you fight a lesser competition, you have a back and forth fight. Like, that's not gonna help you out to get big fights, man. But it was definitely a Mexican style fight, back and forth, very little defense, very little head movement, and motherfuckers were chunking. So shout out to that.
Am I echoing?
Nah, you good. It was DJ.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man. Like I said, I watched the fights. I was bartending at work on a Saturday night, so like I couldn't really keep track of like rounds or who was winning what. I would just, in between my drinks, I'd come back and check the fight, make sure I didn't miss no knockdowns or whatever. But I mean, from what I saw, it was great. I was able to watch a lot more of the Benavidez and Morrell because we pretty much start slowing down everything by 9 o'clock. So I was able to watch a lot of that.
What do you think about the fight, Max?
I thought Benavidez was going to get a late round stoppage is my early prediction, and I'm also on the internet saying this to everybody beforehand. I wanted to hear the excuses before the fight happened. So here we are the day after. For anyone that wants to say, "Oh, Morrell wasn't experienced," "Oh, you should never been in the ring with him," blah 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 blah. Say that shit before the fight, not after the fight. A lot of people thought it was a good chin.
Yeah. He's 27.
But
How old is Morrell? 26?
Morrell?
Yeah.
I don't know.
26,
I mean,
27?
he's Cuban, so who really knows?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he man, I hate when they use that excuse. That's the same thing they said about Mark Canelo and Floyd Mayweather.
What about the age?
Yeah,
He's
about the excuse.
27.
Oh, Canelo he was so green, but he had like 45. He had like 2 belts already. They act like he was like Canelo's like 15 years old or something like that when he fought Mayweather. I was like,
yeah,
I didn't want to hear that excuse either.
But I will say this: Morrell made me I've seen him fight. I was there in LA when he fought on the Terrence Crawford undercard, and I like him. I didn't think that he was on the level of the Benavidez fight, but at the same time, Benavidez doesn't have no one left to fight with that has any kind of name to him. Like we're waiting on the winner of Bivol Beterbiev at 175, and then we know Canelo's not going to fight him. So who does he really have left?
Canelo's becoming a super duck, man. This is getting bad though. Like Canelo ducking way. It's getting bad.
Yeah,
like you can't say he's not ducking now. This is bad right now, huh?
The excuses he uses only for Benavidez, like the shit he tells Benavidez only applies to Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you ain't beat nobody, but then he fights other motherfuckers that we never even heard of, or oh, you're talking too much shit in the media. That's why. Like, it's always a new excuse, bro. Like, at what point are you just gonna be like, look, I don't want to fight him. Like, I just don't like. and let us all call you scared and a pussy, bro. Like,
He don't care.
but he don't. He makes too much money to care. But at the same time, even money wise, it'll be the biggest payday he's ever had, ever. Like even more than the Mayweather fight, because obviously he was the B side. This will be the biggest.
I think what it is, he don't want to lose his fan base.
I think he's waiting to fight Benavidez to the end of his
come in there
career.
and beat him, his fan base is gone.
Nah, Canelo still got strong fan base,
the new Mexican, and Benavidez don't duck no smoke. He's like JCC. He don't duck no smoke.
He doesn't. That's one thing.
And that's what the Mexican fans like the most about when JCC was fighting. That's what they liked the most about him. He didn't duck no smoke.
And Benavidez is a hard, bro. He's ready to fight anybody all the time. He's moving up in weight to fight the best. You know what I'm saying? It's just I think he's gonna run out of people to fight. That's the problem with Benavidez's career. You know what I'm saying? Because he's young already. So anyone that has a name, that has established name, is kind of on the way out or has taken multiple losses. So if he beats them, it's kind of like, okay, well, they already lost to so and so. So all he has left is Bivol and Beterbiev, Canelo, and that's it. He said he wants to fight Zurdo, but I mean, I guess it's a Mexican on Mexican fight, but Zurdo already lost to Bivol. Zurdo's looked whatever. And Zurdo's not like a big name, but I guess that's a name. Now, outside of those people we just named, who's he gonna fight? Joe Smith, who's already been beat up by everybody. I mean, Kovalev retired. Like, there's no names left for him to fight. So think about in the next 5 years, somebody's gonna have to establish themselves as a fucking prime opponent, or else Benavidez's resume stops within the next 2 years.
I mean, remember when Roy Jones had that issue too for a while?
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of big names.
Yeah, it just might be one of those things that nobody in this division is doing anything. That might be it, though.
I mean, it's kind of like the 160-pound division right now.
That division is garbage.
Nobody knows who the fuck is in that division, dog. They tried to push Janibek, but like, that's it. And that's only like real boxing fans know who that is, but like the general public don't know anyone from 160. So how you supposed to get a legacy or a resume when there's no one there for you to fight?
That division is garbage. Who's in that division? Like, who is it? Charlo still in that division?
Big
Charlo,
60.
Jamal.
No, I think he's 68.
Is Jamal moved up?
I mean, honestly, I don't think either of the Charlos even fighting anymore. But
no,
because remember he fought what was his last fight? I believe it was at 168 when he was on the undercard. He was on Benavidez undercard, I think.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah.
Jamal
He fought Dan Benavidez's brother.
Oh, Benavidez Jr. Yeah, he fought Junior.
Yeah. Jose. Yeah. Yeah. And barely beat him.
Barely, yeah. I feel like that was at one.
I thought that was 160. That was at 160.
Let's see.
Yeah. It's 160, I believe.
Oh, bless me, Jesus.
It's at 160, Max. Yeah.
160? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's fighting anymore anyway, man. The twins they're done.
I mean, isn't the younger one? Isn't Little Charlo still fighting?
He hasn't fought since Canelo.
Yeah, that was like last year and a half ago.
Check, he's out. Let's go. You good, DJ?
Hello, am I good? Is that better?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Mic checked up.
Okay. I still had YouTube playing in the background.
Yeah, I do that sometimes too.
Yeah, I still had YouTube playing in the background. Yeah, but where we at?
Yeah.
Where we at?
No, we was talking about Benavidez is going to run into the problem where he's not going to have anyone left to fight because there's only about maybe 4, maximum 5 names. I mean, you got Bivol, Beterbiev. He could fight either one. Whoever wins or loses, he can fight both. Then you got Canelo, who's never going to fight him. and you could
Canelo's never
try to
going to
make
fight
a
him. I'm not even.
and you
I'm
could
not even
try to make a
mentioning
fight out of
Benavidez and
Zerto or
Canelo
Berlanga. That's it.
or who.
Berlanga or
Malanga.
Zerto, you could try to make an argument of a fight, of a stay busy fight. But other than
Zerto's
that,
at
you got nothing
cruiser.
left.
Zerto's at
Huh?
cruiserweight.
I know he talked about fighting Zerto already.
But yeah, that was when Zerto was at 175 and he was at
No. He
68.
talked about it recently, like last week in an interview, because they were talking about him fighting the winner of Benavidez Bivol, and then he was saying, well, if it goes to a rubber match, that he doesn't want to wait around. So he's like, I need to stay big. He's like, I'm down to fight Zerto and move up cruiser. I just want to fight big names. So he's not going to 168 no more. So he's not going down.
No, you can't. He can't go down.
No, he's not going back. I think his body's settled in at 175 now. Looks like he's even though he only missed weight once at 68, and that was being the first fight out of COVID.
We all missed weight after COVID, Doug.
You feel me? You feel me? But I didn't ever see him really struggling with the weight at 68, but I think his body's really settled in at 75 now. I don't see him going backwards from here.
He's getting older. He's in his prime right now.
Why? Why?
Hey, the only way he would do that
ain't gonna fight you.
The only way he would do that is already. Canelo.
It's Canelo, yeah. And Canelo, that's gonna be Canelo's excuse right there. He ain't gonna move up no more. Watch, that's gonna be his excuse.
See, but remember he gave Benavidez, or allegedly they sent Benavidez like a crazy shitty offer, and then Benavidez accepted right away just to call their bluff, and then they're like, never mind.
Yeah, they was like, nah, we just playing. Yeah, we were just playing. We gonna go fight something.
I'm not gonna lie. At this point, I think Benavidez will fight Canelo for free, nigga.
He damn near was the first time.
I think he'd do it for free, just to prove a point, just to prove like, bro, I just want to fight you, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck what excuse you make, how much little money you give me, how many paper points, what weight we're at, rehydration. I don't care. I want to fight you, bro. Like,
I mean, it's easy for me to say because this is not my profession, but at this point, I'm giving Canelo my ass to kiss, man. Like, I tried to fight you for a solid 3 years, and you didn't want. You fought everybody but me.
Yeah,
you fought all the other champions in that division. You fought all the other mandatories in that division. You fought everybody but me, man. So now if you send me an offer, I'm giving you my ass to kiss. No, fuck you.
He pulled up little dudes to fight him. Yeah,
pulling dudes up from 154 to fight him. You went and fought them bums like Munguia and Berlanga, but didn't want to fight me. Because I've been saying it for years. Munguia had the most padded record in boxing.
And he was the biggest duck in boxing.
I never thought he was like that. Never was a believer. I looked at his record.
We need to start calling out people that turn down title shots. Shots. Like you don't got the belt and you trying to get the belt. Like, I could understand a champion that doesn't want to fight a nobody and it's kind of like, nah, fuck that. I want, okay, I could understand negotiations. But when you don't have a belt and someone says, hey, you want to go get this guy's belt? And you're like, nah, I'm cool. Like, bro, that's a duck.
Bro, he was the mandatory. I ain't gonna say mandatory. He was the #1 contender for Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, and he didn't want to fight.
Nope. And just
when they were all at 160, he didn't want to fight. Well, I'll take that back because Oscar messed that up with Charlo. Oscar messed that up. But he never wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade. Just like Triple G didn't ever want to fight Demetrius Andrade. So I just looked at his overall career and just thought to myself, like, man, this guy's record is really padded, man. Who is he really fighting? Sure, he's what did he get up to? 42-0, 43-0, something like that.
Who?
Munguia.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't pay attention to that motherfucker.
You're like, Jaime Munguia, man, Munguia not like that, man. So when Canelo went in there and put tips on him, then he just got iced in his last fight. It's like, come on, man. He would never like that.
Munguia is like a solid undercard fighter. Like, if he's on the undercard, It's cool. I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't no main event fighter.
Yeah, but he just
At
got
this, yeah,
rubber
he just got
stamped.
nice.
What's his name, by De La Hoya, so that's the reason why he got that shine. So
But this it's the point I made earlier too. Like even though the fight was a good fight last night, let's not forget that Pitbull also ducked the rematch with Ryo to get his fucking belt back. And people were still on his dick. This is what I don't understand. Like, I mean, I get it because once again, knockout and slugging style fights will always be champion to the viewers, to the casuals. So if you're out here swinging hooks that are crazy, and people are gonna like seeing it. But the fact is, he straight said, "I don't want to fight this guy because I can't beat him." Pretty much is what he said. It's like, bro, you were a champion, you lost your belt, you had a rematch clause, and you chose to go fight someone that no one's ever fucking heard of, and you had a back and forth fight with that guy. If anything, you're lowering your stock.
he don't care.
But hey, when we said, Pitbull wasn't, Tank went in there and beat him with one hand, everybody kind of shit on that. It's like, no, Tank really, but it blew him up because he didn't get knocked out.
Yep.
He didn't get stopped, so his stock went up. He was the first guy in a very long time we have seen go the distance with Gervonta Davis. So his stock went up. Oh my God, Pitbull's so tough. No, Tank really went in there and boxed his ears off with one fucking hand. Nobody thought about that.
Nobody
They
cared.
just saw
Nobody
Pitbull
cared.
not get knocked out.
Nobody cares. You know how they feel about Tank, though. They hate Tank. I said the masses. I mean, certain people, certain demographic hate Tank, I should say.
I love Tank. He's one of my top 3, 4, 5 favorite fighters in boxing. I think he is the best between 135 and 140, no matter who he gets in the ring with. But that motherfucker need to fight somebody. I can't keep defending him. I can't, bro. I've been defending him for the last couple of years.
He tried to fight all these guys at the end of last year.
No, he hasn't. No, DJ,
there is no try to fight. Nigga. He's the A side, bro.
I'm gonna walk this down for you.
Don't bring up Shakur because that fight wasn't in the bag. I think that a lot of people using that as an excuse. Now
Shakur was injured.
Loma was a duck.
Get out the politics. Shakur was injured. He injured his hand when he was supposed to have been fighting somebody. I forgot who he was supposed. I think he was supposed to have been fighting Cordina, and he injured his hand. So he wasn't an option. Keyshawn, all these other guys had dates already. The only viable name that actually ducked him was Lomachenko.
Okay, so we're on agreement. We're on agreement. Okay,
I'm cool.
Okay, we're talking. Okay, you agree with me.
Guys,
okay.
Edwin De Los Santos was injured at the time. A lot of people don't know. Like a lot of these guys were injured or already had dates. So there wasn't anybody for him to fight besides Lomachenko. And Lomachenko straight up.
Hell of motherfuckers for him to fight, though.
Like who? Like that would be acceptable.
Everybody. First of all, he's the biggest behind Canelo. He's the biggest star in boxing. So off top, he calls his own shot.
Exactly.
He is the A side. So so there's and I'm not talking about recently in the last couple of months. I'm talking in the last 2-3 years.
You're talking about years. Yeah.
There's Loma, Devin, Shakur. You can even go to Tio. You can even go to anyone that has a fucking belt at 140. You could have went to fucking Puello. You could have did fucking Matias when he had a belt. You could have did instead of Ryo and Pitbull. He could have been Ryo's fighting fucking Gary Antoine. That could have been you.
Okay, so what I heard you say was a bunch of guys at 140 when Tank has clearly said I'm not moving back up to 140. Bro, because he had one fight at 140. Everybody just keeps trying to go up to 140, go up to 140, go up to 140. So when I'm trying to fight the other champions in my division, which everybody told me I needed to do, and none of these guys are available, what else do y'all expect me to do? I'm not moving up. I don't have to move up because I'm Tank.
Yeah, I mean, Tank has that pool. Yeah. Is he fighting 135? He's fighting 135. That's
okay. How about when Navarrete and Bertnicek fought for a vacant title? Tank could have been in that mix. Didn't do it. First of all, Tank has never took his belt from anybody. Tank has never taken the belt.
Come on.
Hold on. But wasn't at the same time he was fighting Frank Martin?
Yeah, and it's top rank though too. It's not that easy just to make a fight with somebody from top rank.
Fact.
PBC and Top Rank don't really get along
Because
like
they're
that.
playing the politics shit in. But once again, there is one way to get around that, Big Dog Willie. And we all know what it is. And he fucked himself on that too.
Turkey. What's that?
Turkey.
Oh, because he been bitten over for turkey?
No, because Turkey's the only one that other side of the street shit don't work. He's bringing everyone's promotions together because he's paying the money. When
Turkey started all of that, I want to see you and Devin fight, and he brought up, send me 2 Ferraris, I'll send you 2 boxes. Look, Turkey never sent him an offer. So nobody ever sent him a contract.
Okay, but who's the A side in that? Turkey's the A side in that.
No. You just said Turkey the one that's got the bag. So if he don't send me an offer,
if you disrespect the nigga that got the bag, then why would you think you're gonna get something from him? It's the same shit with Canelo. Remember he told Canelo the same shit. Canelo tried to play tough with him. He told Canelo the same shit. Peace out, nigga. And Canelo came back and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, maybe we could work together." Yeah, come back crawling. Because guess what? Tank is gonna come back crawling soon. When PBC go down and he runs out of niggas to fight, I mean, if he wants money. Now, if he's cool with getting the money he's getting, that's fine. Go ahead and ride your career out like that, fighting little fucking up and coming PBC fighters for as long as you want. And hey, more power to you. You get in the bag because you the A side of all those negotiations. But if you want a bigger bag and a legacy, which you don't really care about, because you've openly pretty much said you don't care about legacy, you're here to get a bag. So you're going to get a bigger bag with Turkey, but you're going to have to risk a little bit. Or you can risk nothing and get just a bunch of small bags. So it's like, you want to make the dollar, you want to make 4 quarters. It's up to you.
Okay, so and going back to the Lomachenko thing, how quickly we forget this whole saga. Yeah, about this whole saga with Devin,
but didn't you just mention how Loma's with Top Rank?
Devin, T.O., Loma, Cambosis, they were all chasing each other. None of them spoke on Tank unless it was to promote their fight. All of a sudden, when they got fight signs, now Tank's name is in everybody's mouth. But when everybody gets free, nobody says Tank's name.
Okay, but I brought this up on I brought this up on a previous show, and I'll bring it up again. I can understand certain people, like we'll say certain names. We'll say Loma, Devin, Shakur, and maybe a T.O., even though he's at 140. I'll say those 4 people specifically. The negotiation process with Tank, if I'm them, right, and I could understand this part of it. If he offers you a certain offer, if you're not at least any of those 4 people, if you're not at least making more money than Ryan or Rolly or Pitbull did, you got to reject the offer because you guys actually have belts and you're just as big of names, if not bigger names, than some of those people mentioned. So if he's trying to give you peanuts to fight, to have the opportunity to fight him, it's like, hold on, bro. Like Ryan Garcia wasn't a champion when you fought him. You know what I'm saying? And Pitbull wasn't a champion when you fought him. Rolly wasn't a champion when you fought him. So how did they get paid more than me? I'm a champ. And this is a big fight. Like negotiations do matter. Like I can't always call people ducks because they're getting shitty offers and they're not going to take it. But I give more respect to those that take the shitty offer, like Devin did.
I was about to say that Devin took a shitty offer because he wanted them belts,
and he gets more credit for that. But at the same time, if he wouldn't have took the offer, I would have been like, "Shit, I don't blame you, man. They sent you bullshit." But he said, "Fuck it, send me the bullshit. I'm gonna win, and then I'll be able to call my own shots after." That's the sacrifice you got. I mean, that's a risk.
Do y'all remember back in like 2000? I think it was 2021. I think it was. I'm trying to remember who Tank had just fought, and this is when he was still with Mayweather Promotions. And they asked Leonard Ellaby straight up about Devin Haney. This when Devin Haney was still dealing with when he was still dealing with the zone, and he was getting his guaranteed of $3.5 million. Leonard Ellaby went on camera and said, "Devin makes what, $3 million plus a fight? Who's gonna pay him that?" That came straight from Leonard Ellaby. That wasn't from Tank saying I don't want to fight him. This was Tank's handlers saying Devin makes $3.5 million a fight. Who's gonna pay him that? We're not. So at that point, why pay that? Like, I'm not saying it was right, but they weren't gonna pay
so
Devin.
More or less, PBC doesn't have the money to even put on a super fight with anybody right now. Anyone.
Devin is not.
Benavidez
They
ain't gonna
were
get
going to
no
pay
super
Devin
fight.
3.5 when they can go pay Pitbull 1. You know what I'm saying?
Peanuts,
Or they can
exactly.
give Rolly 1.5.
So I'm saying, as a fighter, why don't you recognize that your promotional company doesn't even have the money to put on a major fight, bro? Like, think about Benavidez under PBC. Oh, he's still under PBC?
Yeah.
Benavidez is not gonna get a major fight unless someone else finances it. PBC ain't gonna do it. Tank ain't gonna get a major fight unless someone else finances it. They only got 2 superstars as far as that goes. Those 2. I don't know who else is with PBC right now that's on their level of like stardom. Everyone else is
Who
coming
else
up
has
or old
superstars?
name.
Who else has superstars? Outside of Ryan and Canelo, who else is a superstar?
Ryan Canelo, Tank, Jake Paul.
We're
As far as
not counting Jake Paul. We're not
hey, you
counting
better
Jake
throw
Paul.
that motherfucker in there, boy.
I
Better throw that
count Jake
motherfucker in
Paul.
We're not
there.
counting Jake Paul. We're not counting Jake Paul.
Hey, you count.
That was nice. I like how you tried to slip him in there.
The bank is counting Jake Paul. The bank
Yeah,
is
that's
counting
nice.
Jake Paul.
I like how you try to throw Jake Paul
when
in there.
when he has the biggest selling fight again. Wait, what are you gonna say? When he has the biggest selling pay-per-view 2 years in a row, how you not gonna say it?
I'm gonna say the same thing I've been saying since he started boxing. Become a real contender, and I'll pay attention.
I mean, we talk about superstardom. We're not talking about contenderism, because there's a lot of those. There's a lot of real contenders out there. There's millions of there's hundreds of real contenders. Like, we talk about superstars. Who sells? Because
was a superstar before he picked up a set of gloves, man. You know the playing field is not level.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Now, as far as that's like superstardom, and then there's stars. I would say like Shakur's a star, Teal's a star, Devin's a star, not superstars.
And I love Shakur. Shakur, who just got booed out of his own building.
Yeah, but he's still Shakur. His name's still in the mix.
Yeah. The talent is there. To me, man, there's only a handful of guys that will really be acceptable for Tank to fight from fans, and that's Devin, Teal, Shakur,
Loma still, even though he's on the back end.
Keyshawn, Loma, even though Loma ducked him. So
even Keyshawn's a borderline. I feel like Keyshawn is an option you take because you still don't want to fight the other guys. Because Keyshawn's barely about to fight for a belt right now, which he will have a belt, and that will be a unification.
I say Keyshawn will be a champion.
Yeah,
Keyshawn will be a champion at that point.
But honestly, I think fighting Keyshawn would be fighting and beating Keyshawn would be a bigger and better build up to the Shakur fight because of their homies. So you can talk all his shit, like go get your homies back fade, just beat out your homie, he's better than you, all that other shit, you know. But I mean, who else is at that division? It's just him, Zepeda.
Shakur is clearly the more accomplished fighter in this, so I'm gonna go with Shakur. I think Shakur would be a bigger win.
No, Shakur would definitely be a bigger win. But I think that Tank would fight Keyshawn first and beat Keyshawn to help promote the Shakur storyline.
Yeah,
he beat Shakur first.
The political side of it, the business side of it, right? Shakur's got a fight coming up, and then he still has to fight Zepeda. So that fight's probably not going to happen this year. If it happens, it'll happen at the end of this year. Because Shakur's about to fight in a couple weeks, right? I think he's still fighting on the 22nd, ain't he?
Yep, he's fighting on the undercard.
Yeah, he's fighting on the undercard of that Beterbiev and Bivol card, right? So he's gonna fight in February. Tank's gonna fight in March. Keyshawn fights in a couple weeks. So they're all pretty much on the same schedule. But Shakur still has to fight Zepeda. Zepeda's still his mandatory. Zepeda's he got injured taking that other fight that he probably shouldn't have taken.
Yeah, Zepeda's the interim champion.
Huh?
Zepeda is the intern.
Yeah, he's the WBC interim, but he was also the number one contender in the WBA as well. So,
Tone Brown said he believes that Farmer is fighting Zepeda in a rematch in March.
That I heard rumblings about that. I didn't verify whether or not that was true, but I've seen rumors about that. How Tevin Farmer wanted to run him back and Zepeda wanted to run him back. Tevin Farmer, that was the fight.
Right.
That was
he injured his hand.
Zepeda got injured in that Tevin Farmer fight. So
I
that
don't care
kind
if
of
it's UFC or boxing, bro. Interns should not be defending intern championship belts, bro.
you hear me?
How you an intern champion? You're defending that shit, and then the real champs defending that shit. And y'all just have two champs in the same division. Like, nah, bro. Nah. You either
No,
fight the
there's only
champ
one.
next
There's
or
only
give up the
one
belt.
champion, and there's a placeholder. There's a belt holder, and then there's a champion. Like Benavidez at 175 is a belt holder. He's not the champion.
But
We all
I mean,
know
this
who the champion is.
2025 and 26 need to be the year of Tank cleaning out that division, bro. Period.
And I think
Period.
he'll do it. I think he'll start with Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn is probably going to make the most sense.
Oh, man.
I think Keyshawn is going to make the most sense. But then again, who knows? Keyshawn might not stay at 135. Keyshawn might decide, hey, I want to move up to 140 and see what T.O. talking about.
Keyshawn looks
they
like
got a
he's
little bit of
growing
history.
too, though, man. He does look like he's growing.
I'm like, I might want to go see what T.O. talking about.
But I don't see why he would win the belt to not try to use the leverage real quick before he moves up.
Right. I don't see him fighting a mandatory. I can tell you that. I think it's going to be a unification or he's moving up.
I think if and when he beats Britnachuk, that he will call out Tank immediately.
Yeah, I think the Tank fight is what makes the most sense right now for Keyshawn, especially as much as he's been talking about it. And
but
I love
him and Loma are both
talking that talk, man. I love Keyshawn talking that talk. I love the confidence. I love the skills. But let's not forget who we talking about here. And I'm not saying Keyshawn can't beat him. Anybody can be beat. But that's a well-balanced breakfast waiting on you over there, man. That's a whole lot of work. So, and what better way to size up Shakur than knocking off Keyshawn? Imagine if he went through the whole camp. Dominic Cruz style. Remember back in the day when Dominic Cruz beat everybody from Team Alpha Male?
Yeah. I just hope he does it, man, because as the years go by, I'm starting to lose faith. And I'll still tune in every time. Tank is still going to be one of my favorite fighters. I think he's still the most skilled fighter, not just the power, skill-wise, defense, head movement, foot movement, traps, distance, all the shit. But he needs to start fighting somebody, man. This is like the Anderson Silva shit, bro. Like, why are you fighting? Even if you got to move up, who cares? Because if you can move up to fight T.O., that'd be a big fight. But even if you move up to beat someone at 140 that has a belt, it's not a big name. Like, say, like Puello. I know Puello's fighting somebody. But whoever wins that fight, no one knows the fuck that is. But if you go fight them, people are going to be like, oh, you're fighting no one. But at least you got a belt out of it. So you can be like, I moved up to fight a champion. Cool. You have that excuse, but
fight? Hold on. Who ain't Puello? Is it Rolly?
Nah. Rolly's fighting Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia, that's right.
Let me see. I'm checking Boxer right now.
I say Puello fights somebody we know.
Sandor Martin.
Sandor Martin. I'm about to say he's fighting somebody we know. I know that.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, winner of that. Tank can move up and take that belt easy. Boom, I'm out. Like, and that would be more respectable than fighting fucking Lamont Roach, bro. Like,
Lamont Roach was the last option, bro. Lamont Roach was the last option. Trust me, he was not the first call. He was by far not the first
the
call.
only reason I've given Tank kind of a pass for fighting Lamont Roach is because he's been out the game for a minute.
Who?
This is a warm-up. This is a tune-up fight.
Tank just
fought like a year.
He fought in April. It'd be around 11 months since the last time he fought, but that wasn't his fault. He tried to unify with Lomachenko, and Lomachenko said, nah, I'm cool. After claiming this man been ducking you, and all his fans been claiming this man been ducking me, even though Lomachenko and his manager, Igor Clemens, have been on record several times talking about we're not going to fight anywhere besides ESPN because we're exclusively signed to ESPN. We can't do nothing unless Top Rank say so, yada, 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 whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Or Javon, and this is when Loma had just moved up to 35. Maybe when he move up to 35 and get belt, we'll talk.
Hey, they both ducked each other. They're both 1-1 done.
I don't think Tank ever ducked Lomachenko. I think
Okay,
this is clearly.
we
I
could
don't think
use the
Tank
Earl
ever ducked
Spence excuse
Lomachenko.
again, dog. We could use the Earl Spence excuse. Maybe Tank Davis himself didn't duck him, but his promotional company definitely said he wasn't ready for the Loma fight yet.
And Lomachenko also said we can't make the fight, and it had nothing to do with Gervonta Davis not being ready.
That's respectable. Sounds like you try to
We can't make the
save
fight.
face.
We got promoters, we got networks, we signed exclusive deals, we got promoters, we got networks. We can't just go fight Gervonta Davis.
I'll get in the ring. Let's go. You got to fight me at a catch weight. Whatever you catch me at that day.
Not long after that, we started that whole fiasco at 135 where Devin was the interim champion, or there was a tournament and T.O. got out the tournament to go fight for the IBF, but Devin was the interim champion, but Loma got to fight Luke Campbell for the vacant belt. Like that whole saga leading up to, is T.O. disputed? He's disputed, but he's undisputed, but he's not because he never fought Devin, because Devin got elevated, but he never fought for that belt. Then there was the franchise championship. Like, we forget that whole saga. No, at that point, they were all chasing each other, and none of them wanted Gervonta Davis. They were all trying to figure out who was going to be the undisputed champion at 135. None of them wanted to fight Gervonta Davis. They all
Even
wanted each
then,
other.
that would have been a great time that would have been the best time for Tank and Devin to fight. Right after Devin came undisputed, big right off the heels of that. Because now that shit happened with Devin and Ryan, it's just kind of played out a little different. I feel like it's still a big fight.
I still want to see it.
No, it's still a big fight. But I mean, there's gonna be fights we always want to see. That's why I said if Turkey makes Joshua and Wilder happen, it's still a pay-per-view. And it's gonna be one of the top pay-per-views of the year.
And considering where both guys are in their career right now, I still think that's a big fight.
It's still an equal fight. They both be getting knocked the fuck out.
To me at this point, that's still a 50-50 fight. We just saw, I mean, we've seen Deontay Wilder's last couple of fights.
I think it's a little more 60-40.
We've seen Deontay Wilder's last couple of fights, but we've also seen Joshua lose 3 out of his last 4 fights.
Yep.
One of them he got iced. I think he got iced in his last fight against Dubois. So,
yep.
Yeah. So
I say 60-40. I say 60-40 Joshua, but yeah.
60-40 Joshua. I mean, fair enough. I'm not buying that because Fury Wilder 2 was a Fox and ESPN joining fit. Okay, so people forget that Bob Arum had nothing to do with that first fight with Wilder and Joshua. And Wilder had to sue them to get the third fight. So that fight didn't go off. Those 3 fights didn't go off without a hitch. Like, there was several hitches in the fight. Those fights were not easily made. The first one that didn't involve Bob Arum. But the second fight, there was a lot of bullshit around it. And especially the third fight, there was a lot of, everybody should remember the saga going into the third fight.
Yeah, while they're not being able to take a loss. Shit.
Yeah. It's crazy how Fury's power all of a sudden went away. It's crazy. But it's insane to me. All of a sudden he can't knock nobody out. That's crazy.
Oh, Fury?
Yeah.
He knocked people out after Wilder. He knocked what's his name out?
Please don't bring up Chisora or Dillian White. Anybody whose head's been bounced off the canvas several times. Chisora's got like 15 fucking losses. Like, I get it. I understand why the British fans still be wanting to see him get punched on. I get it. Dillian White, known drug cheat, has had his head bounced off the canvas several times. So, but it's crazy how all of a sudden his power went away.
I mean, the only people he hasn't knocked out since has been fucking Usyk, who he lost to twice.
And his punches weren't effective.
No, they weren't. I mean, but it's Usyk, the greatest heavyweight of this generation.
Of this generation. I'm not gonna put him up there in GOAT discussion. He's the greatest heavyweight of this.
I'll give
I'm
him
not
I'll give
putting
him
him
a
up
fighting
there in
chance
GOAT
versus
discussion yet.
anybody. I'll give him a fighting chance versus any GOAT in history.
Against who? Because Lennox Lewis destroys him.
No, I don't know about that.
Prime Holyfield destroys him.
I don't know about that either.
Prime Riddick Bowe destroys him.
I don't see anybody destroying him. I see people going 12 with him and maybe trying to get a win out of it.
Ibushi destroys him.
Hell no! Now you push it, dog.
Ibushi destroys him.
No. I believe Usyk is very similar to Andre Ward in that he will always find a way to win. He will adjust and he can fight different styles to get the win. He might not be dominant, he might not be exciting at times, but he will find a way to win and nullify what you're trying to do to him. But he still is vulnerable though. You know, we've seen him get hurt before.
Against guys like Michael Grant and Chris Bird and David Tua, you know, I'd give him I'd pick him over those guys. But we start talking about the president and Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield.
Oh, damn. Hey, speaking of Usyk, did you hear Benavidez say that he would not fight Usyk because he's too strong for him?
I can see that.
And I think that was an honest opinion for Benavidez, man. I like that he don't believe his own hype.
What's up, Deuce?
Hey, man. What's up with y'all, bro? Y'all good?
Man. Yeah, man. Talking about these fights that happened last night and projecting going forward. What you think about your fellow LA team, man, making the blockbuster trade of the year?
That's crazy.
Man, I'm so happy to see the Lakers downfall, bro. The Lakers are gonna hate Fluka. First thing I want to say is, hey, that dude Willie, the big dog Willie, whatever, bro, he's a troll. Don't ever allow that guy to come up here ever in life, bro. He doesn't know anything about anything. All he wants to do is spread misinformation and
I thought you guys were homies,
bro. Don't ever let that do. You guys to ban that guy, bro.
I would just say what I missed. What I missed.
Brother. Now they be getting into it over COVID.
Every Laker fan I've talked to is pissed right now,
bruh. Anybody who watches Luka play, bruh, like the whole world seeing that shit during the finals. Like, who would want that nigga on your team? Like, give me a break, bruh. Like, there's no way him and LeBron are going to share the same court. No, this nigga not going to watch Luka walking.
I think Luka fucked somebody's wife, dog.
Luka did something to somebody. He did because not only did they trade him, they fucked up his money. He's not eligible for Supermax now.
Bro, they've been tired of his ass, bro. This season he come into the season 300 pounds. This fool fucking gets a calf strain. And he been out for like 2 months with a damn calf strain. Like, give me a break, bro. Like
my calves be strained every day.
You feel me?
Because his ass is fat, bro. All the nigga do is smoke cigarettes and fucking go play ball. And drink beer, fucking eat soup and pasta and shit and rice.
Yeah. It's like all it's gonna take. One of the Laker fans that I talked to, one of my close homies, man, he was like, all it's gonna take is for LeBron to get the rebound and he gonna want to run and Luka gonna be on the floor with him and he gonna look back and see Luka jogging up the court.
Man.
And LeBron gonna be pissed.
That's okay.
Bro.
Luka just knows his turn to touch the ball.
Davis about to go stupid. Kyrie and AD about to go stupid, man.
Stupid, man.
Until they get injured.
Until they damn next.
That whole team gonna get injured. Clay, Kyrie, and AD, and then what?
Hey, Jason Kidd know what he's doing, bro.
No, well, they all got to carry the load of the load now. So what are you gonna do? Unless you're gonna Kawhi Leonard their ass and just sit them down for 40 games during the season and save them for the playoffs.
Or Joel Embiid. Did y'all see that stat? He's missed almost as many games as he's played.
Yes, and he got paid for all of them.
and got paid for all of them. Hey, baby, what's up?
Hey,
Yeah, back in my days, you only sat when you were really injured, and that's only because you couldn't physically move.
even like back in the old days, niggas be hurt. They'll check you in for 2 minutes, go up and down the court once or twice, and they'll sit you down the rest of the fucking game. Like these dudes are crazy now, bro. They don't even know how to fucking play. Like Kawhi Leonard's serious injuries, that's different. He get torn knees and all this shit. Niggas just not sitting down. So don't act like this nigga, but this nigga Joel Embiid
Nah,
missing
that
games.
niggas had load management like a motherfucking dog. What you load management
Are
was
you
invented
crazy?
in this era.
No, bro. Kawhi Leonard is not the Kawhi Leonard has injuries, bro.
Dallas has the
No,
perfect
he
play style
he
for AD.
Kawhi has had real
Absolutely.
injuries, but he's also
Yes.
had load managements.
No, bro. Because he's had real injuries, bro. That's what happened to Penny. That's what happened to players like Antonio McDyson, Chris Webber. These niggas not all the way back yet, and their knee never regenerates, bro. Like you can't just rush niggas out there when they have real injuries. You get a torn MCL, grade 3 fucking PCL. They're getting torn on almost every fucking ligament in his right knee.
Man, DeJuan Blair was out there playing with no CLs.
Oh yeah, where is he at? How many All NBA teams did he make? How many the finals MVPs did he win? How many
He won a chip.
defensive players did he win? So you know what I mean? You don't go out here and all world talent like this and just drive them into the mud. Look what happened to Derrick Rose. This nigga playing
Hey,
40 minutes a game, 40
RIP
minutes a
his
game for
knee.
no reason. You know what I mean? These niggas up by 20 and this nigga still going 100 miles an
But that's
hour
what I'm
on the
saying.
field.
That's only this generation. It's only this generation that gets
No, bro.
coddled like that. The 90s and 80s, the motherfuckers played 82 games. Like, it's very rare
Look
to
at those
see any
motherfuckers,
superstar of
dog.
this era play a whole season. Very rare.
Look at those motherfuckers, dog. The motherfuckers walking around hunched over, no
Matter of
legs.
fact, I would love to see Vegas odds on an all-star that plays 82 games. Like, whoever makes the all-star team, did any of them play 82 games that season? That would be a crazy stat because they all
Yeah,
missing games.
yeah, they all miss games now, man. You see a guy play 72 games now. It's like a godsend. It's like, oh, he played 70 games last year. It's like, wait, what? Hey, what? Wait, what? We clapping
But
for that?
but to go back to Deuce's point, a lot of it has to do with that stat shit too. Where like if you come in and you only play 3 minutes, that fucks up your average, which fucks up your contract. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers like I'd rather just not play and not take that chance. But I don't know.
But I
But that's
always
also the
like it
mentality,
from
man.
I always like the Kobe and Jordan perspective of it because like the closest NBA team to me is the Hawks, right? It's an hour away. If I pay my money to go see LeBron or Anthony Edwards or whoever, and they decide to sit out that game, it's like, what? Hold on, I done took off work. I done paid money. I done got an outfit together. Done got my head shaved. All the smelling good. All this. I'm trying to go to the game, and you decide to sit. I'm gonna be hot, and especially if I bring my kid with me. If my kid idolizes you, and I bring him to one of these games, and you not playing just because you don't feel like it that day, I'm gonna be pissed. And this
But
is why NFL will
you
always
can't
be
say
king. This is
players
why
like
NFL will always be king because you can't miss a
NFL.
game unless you're injured.
You can't miss the game unless they'll sit you down, not just play. They'll say you sick too. That happened a couple of times with my team this year. But a whole another story though. But like you just can't say these guys are missing games because they don't feel like it. Like that's disingenuous,
Man,
bro.
Kawhi Leonard doesn't
Bro,
miss games
motherfuckers take
because he
mental
felt like
games
it.
all the time. Because
Who?
now it's all about mental health. Mental
No,
health.
bro. You
Oh,
get fined.
this guy's
You get fined in
depressed.
it. You get fined in the NBA if you do that load management shit. You have to report a legit injury, bro, for a guy to miss a game.
Man, Kawhi Leonard doesn't miss games because of a knee bruise and a thigh bruise. He'll
Are
miss
you
15
crazy?
games because of that.
Are you crazy? That's immediate narrative, bro. That's immediate narrative. Kawhi Leonard misses
Knee
games because he
soreness.
hurt. What?
Knee soreness.
Knee soreness.
Vagina
And he'll miss
soreness.
5 games. But
Cause
then
he hurt.
see,
Kawhi
they'll
Leonard.
say that load management shit, but then Kawhi Leonard don't play past the first round.
Why? Because he tore his ACL. Why? He tore his PCL. That's why. You know, Kawhi Leonard played 66 games last year.
He played how
No,
many?
he played. Matter of fact, Kawhi Leonard played 72 games last year. Excuse me.
Okay, and where was he where was he in the first round?
Why? Because he was burning on both ends. Because he has
Where
degenerative
was he
knees.
in the first round, Deuce?
He played, but he wasn't. His knee was swelled.
Man, he didn't. I think he played the first 2 games, and that was it.
No, he played games 2 and 3, and it wasn't. He was
Oh,
looking
okay.
like
So he played 2
bullshit.
games.
He was looking
Bro,
like
I
bullshit.
paid you a super max deal, and you can't get me out the first round.
He didn't pay him a first supermax deal, and he got him out the first round twice. So
How long he been in LA?
this is his 5th year.
See, I remember
Every
the whole narrative when he was coming out there. I remember the shots he was throwing. He the king of LA, all this shit, and he barely making it out the first round.
And then his knees. He's had a PCL and torn PCL, torn ACL.
I know they'll be happy.
Know.
They will be so happy when they finally get his contract off their books.
Bro, we just re-signed him last year for 4 more years.
And that was stupid. And that was stupid.
No, it wasn't. Because when he's out
you re-signing a man who don't play.
He does play. You know,
he'll give you a random. He'll miss 20 games. He'll come back and play 5 games and be like, "Oh, Kawhi Leonard's back," and then he'll miss another 20 games.
There's that media narrative. You don't know what's going on. You know, he made All NBA last year, right?
Had to be second team or third team.
Yeah, it was second team. He made all second year. He played 72 games last year.
See, I'm a borderline. I don't watch basketball till after football season anyway. So by the time I tune in, right? So by the time I tune in, Kawhi Leonard been sitting 20 games. Well, he's been sitting 20. I'm telling you, this happens every year. And I think I told you this last year, Deuce. It's only a matter when they had Russell Westbrook and they had James Harden and they had Kawhi Leonard. Somebody's going to get injured and they're not going to make it past the second round. I think I told you that. Somebody going to get hurt and they're not going to make it past the second round because they have no depth. Because between Paul George, James Harden, and Kawhi Leonard, they making all the money. They have no depth.
Bro, man.
And Kawhi, and how many
we run 11 deep. Kawhi Leonard got hurt in game 78 last year. So you know what I mean? Let's pump the brakes on that. But
he wasn't available in the playoffs. He wasn't available when we needed him.
But we still should have beat them niggas last year. The ref, man, I don't even want to go into last year.
Y'all lost to the Mavericks, right? Lost to the Mavericks?
Yep. Yeah. 6 games. Referee carried him in 4 of them. So.
But this is, just looking at it from 30,000 feet, man, not being a Lakers fan, not being a Mavericks fan. Like I told you, every single last Lakers fan that I've spoken to or that have spoken about this that I know is pissed. They're pissed. Like this trade made no sense.
That nigga suck. I don't know why they got that nigga.
Nah, Luka don't suck now. Luka don't suck.
He does, bro. Yes,
Luka is a fucking bucket, man. Luka don't suck.
No.
Is he gonna play defense? Probably not.
Nope. And that's the problem, bro. That's the problem.
Yeah, Max ain't letting that photo die, man. He ain't letting it die.
5 years, bro. I said 5 years. As long as it took for Spence to duck fucking Bud, which he did.
He didn't duck Bud.
He ducked Bud. Said it out of his own fucking mouth. He ducked that motherfucker. He knows he did.
No, he didn't.
And if he didn't duck Bud, the whole PVC ducked Bud together as a collective unit, and he was on the team. How about that?
We not finna relitigate.
Wasn't one PVC fighter that wanted to line up against him. None.
Well, there was one because he did it.
Sean Porter, and that was because he was made to do it.
Well, two.
Who?
And they had to make Sean Porter fight him.
Yeah, they made Sean Porter. That was a sacrifice.
I just wanted to pop
They
in there real
didn't. They
quick
didn't make
since
Errol
the game
Spence.
is
Errol
on
Spence
right now.
wanted that smoke. He ran to it, and you've also heard Bud and Spence both talk about, look,
Errol
man, we've
Spence
been
did
on the
not
phone
want that
several
shit. They were
times.
face to face, and he straight said, "Oh, why would I not take the easy road?" What you mean you wanted
I
that
already know
shit?
real quick.
Was it
What's
not
up?
an easier fight to make? Look, we're not finna go through this shit again.
We'll do this again because this picture ain't coming down. Never forget.
No. Bud won the fight. Talk your shit.
Hey, Bud wants to fight everybody, bro. And if you look at what has happened since the fight, Bud still wants to fight everybody. Where the fuck is Errol Spence at?
As I said last night when we was having that call in the group, man, Spence
Earl
ain't
got the
healthy,
fight
bro.
beat
And
out of him.
I don't think he had the fight beat out of him. I just think he realizes his body's not healthy. This man's had what, 2-3 eye surgeries?
His brain ain't healthy, dog. Fucking, he got beat
Oh
the fuck
shit,
up.
man! You
He's
know
still
people. You know
concussed.
he could still fill an arena in Dallas anytime he felt like it. But I just personally, this is my personal opinion. I'm not a doctor. Never even studied to be a doctor. None of that. I just, like I said earlier, looking from 30,000 feet, I think Spence realizes with this latest cancellation with Fundora, I think he realizes that his body's not healthy. So why fight? Why go in here compromised? Because he knows if he loses to Fundora, this could be his last chance at a title. So why go in there and put that bad performance on tape? You coming off a devastating loss, even though it was against an all-time great. You coming off a devastating loss. You're not healthy. That's my overall take from it. I don't think Spence is healthy. I really don't. I don't know him personally. I don't know anybody in his camp. I just personally don't think he's healthy.
Yeah, I don't. He's not healthy because his brain beat the fuck to shit. He got
Oh
oatmeal
man,
brains
shut up,
now.
man. Stop your
That's
shit,
why.
man.
That's why. You see that picture? That is not Photoshop, ladies and gentlemen. That is a real still picture. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
he's not.
Megs ain't
He just
letting
not.
it go.
He
That's
don't
gonna
got it
be
no
his
more.
picture.
He don't got it no more.
How
Yeah, I mean,
many more
and
years
he
you got?
can't risk losing again. That's the biggest thing. He cannot risk losing again, but he also
Fighting
can't. I mean,
Fundora was a risk. Fighting Fundora was a risk.
exactly. And exactly. So my thing is, one, inactivity is the worst thing ever. So the longer he waits, the more dangerous it becomes for him to come back. But he will have a caveat where, like, if he doesn't come back for a little while longer, he could fight a nobody and just be like, hey, I haven't been in the ring for 2 years. Let me get my shit right. But and
And
he will sell. He will sell.
this would be one of the few times that I actually disagree with him about not taking a tune-up. You should absolutely take a tune-up in this situation.
Oh, take a tune-up, dog. Take a tune-up.
The fact that he was willing to, off of a 1.5, 2-year layoff, hop in there with Fundora was it said something to me that, like, look, man, I don't take tune-ups. I want the toughest guys. I want to come back and make this fight. Mentally, he's ready, but physically, yeah, I think he's ready. I think mentally he wants to fight, but I think he also understands I'm not healthy. And I think the eye surgeries I'm not even going to go back to the car accident. I think the eye surgeries are really hindering him right now. I think he getting hit with some shit in training that he know he shouldn't be getting hit with.
Man, they can pay me. I'll line it up with them. Fuck it. Let's get it, man. I'll make you look good.
You dangle the right price in front of me. I'm going in there with Joe Joyce, baby.
Hey, it's gonna be a first round knockout on your behalf. I know that.
I mean, I got 6 good minutes. I got 6 good minutes. After that, the first good shot he hit me with, I'm going down, son.
Oh man, I'm going down. Period. No matter when that shot comes, I'm gonna make a noise.
I'm gonna go in there and fight because my people watching. But after I realize I'm out of gas, the first time he hit me with a good body shot, son, it's gonna look like I got hit with a 12 gauge.
Yeah, let him know. Spence was a darling. PBC did what they were supposed to do and built him up to look like what he was. You know what I'm saying? And he's good. There's nothing wrong with getting a silver medal. You know what I'm
Or he
saying?
just ran into a dog. Like, come
he's a
on,
silver
man.
medalist. Nothing wrong with that.
Or he just ran into a dog. That's it, bro. I never, y'all never heard me disparage Bud at any point. I always said this was a 50-50 fight, but I just never believed neither guy was ducking. Because as easily as you could say Spence was ducking, you could just as easy say, well, Bud didn't really want to fight because he didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that. Yes, you can, Max. Yes, you can.
The only argument niggas ever have is two arguments against him: that he didn't sign with PBC, even though he was the most highest paid fighter at welterweight, and the fact when he said, "I'm no longer chasing that fight." That's it. That's two things. Other than that, Bud's energy was always Spence. Spence never uttered Bud's name. Spence wouldn't even say his name. He wouldn't even say his name in interviews. That motherfucker left the fight when he see what fucking Bud was doing, just so they didn't have that face to face in the ring. He never had the energy.
After he stopped Ugas, right? After he stopped Ugas, what did he say?
He didn't say nothing about Bud.
Terrence Crawford, I'm coming for that motherfucker. Everybody know what I want. Everybody know what I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's after you went and you had nothing left. He literally had nobody left.
You mean after he did exactly what he said he was going to do? I'm going to collect all these belts
for 5 years and duck for 5 years and hope someone else beat Bud first? Yeah.
Oh, man, we all knew what nobody else beat Bud first. Come on, man.
I know we did. We did.
Come on, man. We all knew that. That man was to me. Did you guys get to see Clarissa in her? Oh my goodness!
You liked it.
I mean, we all seen Clarissa in her.
I did not like it.
Exactly.
Chocolate Thunder.
I think EJ is prepping for a second run and doesn't want to just throw his career away against Fundora. Rush back to the ring without a new trainer. He's definitely working in the gym. Yeah, I think he's working. I just don't think he's healthy, man. I don't. I believe he's working. I just don't think he's healthy. I think his body's failing him. I think his mind wants to fight again because who really wants to go out like that? You know what I'm saying? But especially when he's still young. How old is Spence? What, 33 now? 33, 34? Something like that. Especially being fairly young, still being fairly young, I don't think he really wants to go out like that. Mentally, I think he wants to fight again. I just don't think his body's holding up. I don't think his body's going through the wear and tear of a training camp.
Oh, I already know what the play is. Let me tell you right now. Let me call it right here on this show, man. So Earl Spence, this is some real shit. Earl Spence didn't take Fundora fight. He, like the rest of the world, is waiting to see is Bud and Canelo going to happen. Now, if Bud and Canelo gets locked in, then Spence will go fight someone else. If it does not, it's going to be a rematch for the belt at 154, not taking the tune-up, getting straight into it. And it is what it is. When Bud beats his ass again, it's, I didn't fight for 2 years, but I tried. I went back in there. I had heart, and that's respectable, big dog. I ain't mad at it. You just go out like that.
Nobody gives Spence any excuses. I don't because I watched the fight. We saw
the second one if they fight again in a rematch 154 and he hasn't fought for 2 years, but he's like, I don't want no fight but that rematch. Fuck that. And that's a good promotional point too. Like, man, I don't want to fight nobody but him. That's the only dude I ever lost to. So all I've been thinking about for 2 years, where I've been training like Rocky in the motherfucking gym for. He got a belt. I'm coming for that. Whatever. That's if Bud don't get Canelo. Because that's the biggest fight Bud can make too. That works for Bud.
Bud get Canelo, win or lose, he's done.
Are you sure?
Yeah. He won't fight Earl after the Canelo fight. Canelo's gonna be his retirement fight, unless he loses.
Yeah,
if he
Bud
loses,
ain't fight nobody. I think if he which is
loses,
pretty much. Even if he loses, I think he's done.
Nigga, him and Earl can still get it on for a big pay-per-view and a big payday.
Bro. Sure he could. I'm not disagreeing with you there. Well, I disagree with you.
And then they both retire.
Once Bud signs on for that Canelo fight, I don't know if contracts have been signed or what, but once Bud signs on for that Canelo fight, he's not fighting anybody else. He's done. Win, lose, or draw, I think he's done. Especially if he wins, I definitely think he's done. Especially if he wins.
Yeah, if he wins, I mean, what else could you do? That's riding off into the sunset. You beat Canelo, I'm out. Boy, I'm out. Unless Canelo got a rematch clause, which he probably does. And then you run it back and you beat him again, and then you're out. But you can retire. You can retire with a rematch. If someone has a rematch clause, you can retire on them. You just can't find no one else with them, but you can retire on that. So, I mean, I think it'd be interesting to see how this shit shakes up, man. We should know a lot more in the next couple of months. And it'll be real interesting, man. Just like by the end of this month, we're gonna figure a lot of shit out. By the end of this month, Keyshawn and Bertnicek will have already fought. We'll know what's going on more at 135, and Shakur would have fought already, and fucking Better Even Bivol with the rematch will fight, and Dubois and fucking Parker will fight. So we're gonna see a lot of what do you call it, divisions.
But see,
Yeah, a lot of
what
movement.
I sent y'all a video in the group chat about Shoe. She was like, "Yeah, I can beat Cool Boy stuff, man.
He
I don't
can
think we the same fighter. I think hey, talk your shit, young blood.
get that.
Talk your shit.
Hey, I'm
give
not
me
gonna
that
lie.
fight.
Cool boy definitely surprised me last night. I think
Didn't
he
surprise
beat
me at
him a
all.
lot. He beat him more clearly than I thought he was gonna beat him. And that's gotta be a top 5 ring outfit of all time in boxing.
Bro, we should have known. And I said this too. I was like, we should have known he was on bullshit when the man walked to the ring in jeans, shorts, and Timbs, bro.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Crazy fit. Top 5 ring outfit ever.
Ever.
It
The
was so
only thing being
simple.
that,
It was so simple, but yet everybody understood.
and the only thing being that someone comes to the ring with some basketball shorts and black Air Forces. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Like, I forgot, man. We was watching that earlier this year. Well, no, late last year. We was watching that Amanda Serrano. I was watching the Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor 2 fight with some casual friends of mine. It's like, bro, she out there fighting in J's. I was like, nah, bro, she out there fighting in J's. Like, do you know how crazy that is?
Nobody does that. You gotta take your shoes off before you fight if you got some J's on.
Man, bro, I bet her feet had all kind of blisters on them. Her ankles were swollen. You can't hoop in Jordan 1s, man. Everybody know that. Even Jordan, by the time he got to, what was it? I think by the time he got to the 12s, he was like, I don't know how in the hell I played in these.
Yeah, they're not the
So
most
for her
comfortable
to go
shoes to
out
play
there and go
basketball
10
in.
rounds and some J's, man, that's crazy.
See, but I mean, this is totally this is on subject, but not on boxing subject, shoe subject. So there's many people across the world that wear Jordans. And now, mind you, a lot of them are retro. They're not the originals, right? But for those that have the original releases that do wear those shoes, and you just walk around and you think to yourself, how did the greatest player of all time play in these motherfucking shoes? Right? Because
Bro,
they're
the
not
12,
comfortable,
I don't know how he did it. The 12s, I don't know how he
right?
did it.
Now, the way you feel about that, put some fucking respect on Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain's name, because y'all motherfuckers ain't doing that shit in fucking Chucks. Y'all motherfuckers ain't doing it, bro. If you think the old Jordans are fucking uncomfortable, bro, what the fuck you think Chucks are, dog? For 82 games. It's crazy. And then they have no load management, bro. I don't want to hear nothing else, dog. End of discussion, bro. End of
Oh man,
discussion. Put some respect on the 60s.
Look, they was out here giving folks 30 and 20 in Chucks.
Bro, and the other thing about it, though, and this is fact, not fiction, is to this day, including today, 2025, the 60s was the fastest era of basketball ever played. Most possessions, it was full court, just run and gun, run and gun, run and gun, no set plays. So they were running faster and doing more in Chuck than these players are today, and they still crying. Crazy. Maybe they need to stop taking fucking PEDs so the body can grow correctly. That's why motherfuckers be tearing tendons all the time.
Well, to be fair, Max, to be fair, they test for cocaine now.
Hey, cocaine just give you energy, dog. It don't give you muscle.
Hey, you don't think energy is important while you out there playing in Chucks?
Oh,
and
it
you don't
is?
feel nothing. You don't feel
That's what
nothing.
the EPOs are for. Oh, yeah, you don't feel nothing. You ain't going to feel them elbows.
So you don't feel your feet blistering up in them chucks. And guess what? You're not going to get tired. So we can do these back-to-backs like this. They also started testing for cocaine too. So to be fair,
I mean,
so when you tell
to be
me,
fair, I've
when
never
you
seen
tell
a
me the
picture.
60s, when you tell me the 60s and 70s was faster, I was like, yeah, I bet everybody was on cocaine.
Well, actually, 60s, I think 60s was pretty. I think the cocaine era was the 80s.
Nah. If you think the cocaine just started in the NBA in the 80s, I got some oceanfront property.
I feel like heroin was the more drug of choice in the 60s.
No, they were hitting the bag too. They was hitting the bag too. I'm pretty sure they were. I wasn't there, and I personally have never hit the bag myself, but I've seen the effects on people who hit the bag. So,
I googled this shit. It said 60s. The most popular drugs is marijuana, LSD, and amphetamine. So amphetamine sounds about right. That was the 60s. 70s it
well, we know
says
70s and 80s it was cocaine.
yeah, 70s it says marijuana, cocaine, heroin.
Yeah.
80s it says cocaine, especially crack cocaine.
Uh-huh.
And in the 90s it says heroin and amphetamine.
Yeah, pain. Megs DJ, what's good? Work Kyle. Thank y'all for holding it down, fellas. Do y'all think Canelo see a chink in Benavidez armor now will take the fight? Because no, Canelo's not gonna fight him. Canelo's not gonna fight him. Like once that man come out and say you'll never get the fight, and then he moves in a way that proves to you he's not gonna get the fight. Once he fought everybody around David Benavidez, I said then he's not gonna fight him. He's never gonna fight him.
Now he like I said, he'll fight Jake Paul before he fights Benavidez. But I think the only chance he will ever fight Benavidez is like literally the last fight of his career where he knows he's gonna lose, and then he can just be like, "Oh yeah, it's because I'm old now, but if I was in my prime, I would have blah 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 blah." That's the only way. It had to be Canelo's last fucking fight.
Yeah,
and it'll be Canelo's last fight. But then he'll still find a way to wiggle around of him like passing the Mexican torch to the young fella. And he never didn't like him. It was nothing. It was business. And, he's proud to see him carry the torch for Mexicans fighting. And he's just too old to do it himself now. Blah, blah. He's got what? Bro? Like, I call this shit early. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But I have no faith that Canelo's going to fight.
Plus, Benavidez does drug testing, so that should give you all the answers you need.
He what?
Benavidez does drug testing, so that should give you all the answers you need.
He doesn't do drug testing, man.
Yeah, they did drug testing for this fight.
Huh?
They drug tested for this fight. That was a part of their fucking arguments back and forth about how long it was taking niggas to get Nevada and shit.
Who? With Benavidez and Morrell?
Yeah, Benavidez Morrell.
Yeah, I can see it because it's been a lot of strange things happening in that Cuban program. That's all I'm gonna say.
All the time, every time, and on time. But I mean, Vada. I think we need third party sources though. I don't believe Vada's testing, bro. Like once again, Vada has never stopped a major fight, bro. And they always catch people after. It's like after the fight's over. Oh yeah, this motherfucker has shit in the system after the fight.
But you know who did, and I think that's part of the reason why the UFC cut ties with him. USADA.
USADA. Day of.
Hey, Max, I remember when USADA came in 2014, 2015. And I remember how many guys' careers started looking different after that. Like, it was a lot of guys that fell off. The two biggest examples for me was Johnny Hendricks and Vitor Belfort.
And GSP.
Well, GSP just straight up quit.
My guy.
GSP just said, nah, I'm out. He went in there and got pieced up for 5 rounds against a juiced up Johnny Hendricks and said, I'm good.
Johnny Hendricks got a bigger plug than me. A better plug than me.
Right. But that's going back being part of the Diaz army. Nick Diaz said it years ago, and everybody just kind of brushed him off. Oh, that's just Nick being Nick. It's like, nah, GSP was ducking drug tests up there in Canada, and they let him.
Yep.
So, but then again, you also can say, to be fair, people were saying John Jones was doing the same thing when he hid up under the mat. John was like, nah, I was smoking weed, doing a little cocaine. So yeah, I ducked the drug test. It wasn't for PEDs, but I knew I was smoking weed and hitting the bag. So I didn't want to take that drug test. But who else? TJ Dillashaw.
Anderson.
TJ Dillashaw.
Dillashaw, Anderson, Vitor, that whole fucking era, bro. Shogun never got caught, but he changed.
Well, Shogun got old. Shogun got
flabby real quick.
Yeah. Oh, besides Jose Aldo, that entire Novo União team down there in Brazil, Renan Barão.
Yeah.
Renan Barão, that's another one.
Renan Barão.
All of a sudden, Renan Barão can't take a shot to save his life. Yeah, well, I mean, of course, Alistair Overeem. Shit. Bigfoot Silva.
Yeah, Bigfoot.
Who else?
Randy Couture.
Well,
I never know why they called him the natural, because we know that wasn't true.
Yeah, we know Randy was on the sauce, but
Brock Lesnar got by though.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar got by. There's a few guys that Brock Lesnar and GSP got by. They got by without having a positive test. But the reason why I don't hold that against them guys, man, before testing, because there was no testing. So who's to say who's on what and who wasn't on what?
Yep. It's the Manny Pacquiao defense. If you ain't never tested me, you never caught me.
Facts.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Oh man. See, we're old enough to remember. We actually remember that whole saga with Manny and Floyd. And Floyd was like, "Yeah, I'll fight you, but bro, you gotta do the drug test." And Manny was like, "Nah, I'm cool.
I'm cool.
I'm cool."
and then fucking Bob want to be like, "We need to build a stadium for him." Oh man, he don't like needles. They start coming up with everything in the world.
Manny got tattoos, but he don't like needles.
Hey, to his defense, that's totally different types of needles, but
still, like that's your excuse.
Put it this way, Manny had
the biggest fight and the biggest payday of your life. You gonna let that go by because you don't like needles?
I mean, Manny had every single symptom of being on PEDs and never got checked. You know what I mean? That's like you having every single symptom for having an STD and not getting checked. Right. Well, technically, you can't prove I had gonorrhea.
Well, I can't say I got chlamydia, but you know.
That motherfucker was Morrelll whining. It's like, I don't want to know.
But that is true. If you don't take, Max, going back to getting back on subject, man, that's also why I consider Fedor as the greatest heavyweight in MMA history.
You know what? I think Fedor was on some juice too, though.
Pride. Whether you were or not, there was no drug testing in Pride. Everybody was saucy. And Fedor was still going to hear murking dudes. So
yeah, I mean, and even if Fedor was saucy himself, and it's an even playing field, and he did the most.
It's an even playing field, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's on steroids. Well, we didn't test you either, sir.
That's also what I loved about Pride is they let you know that they weren't testing, so it's kind of like, hey, go ahead and do your thing, player. Like,
yeah, I think Chuck Liddell, Rampage, who else? Boss Rutan. Trying to think who else has said it. It was like drug testing over there was a suggestion. It was like, you want a drug test for this fight? No? Oh, okay, cool. Just or Chuck Liddell said, I pissed in a cup, and the doctor or whatever was like, yeah, just throw it over there. Wait, how do you know which sample is mine? It's not labeled. Yeah, it's cool. Just throw it over there.
I remember.
So it's fair to say that everybody was saucy over there in Pride, but we got some of the best fights.
See, but I feel like
nobody's
drug testing should be mandated by the government.
Yeah.
I think it should be mandated by the government in combat sports where you are beating the shit out of each other. I think the government, because if the government can get involved in fucking baseball, how the fuck are they not involved in combat sports? The fuck? That's crazy.
Even football, man. Even football.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
because you remember like the lockout and everything, right? Back in 2011 when all this, concussion protocol and everything started to come about, and they really started to study CTE and the effects on the brain. Like Capitol Hill got involved because of that lawsuit, because of that class action lawsuit from the NFL Players Association. So
yeah, they didn't get involved after Mark Hunt's lawsuit.
I look at it like this. Either we're going to test everybody or don't test at all.
Yeah.
What I don't like is you see people like, Francis Ngannou and Holly Holm and these just genetic freaks, right? Getting tested way more than the last guy on the roster or the last girl on the roster. So
yeah,
if we're going to drug test, let's drug test everybody.
Nah, just drug test winners.
And not just the people who are ranked in the top 15. If we're going to drug test, let's drug test everybody, or let's not drug test at all. Let them take all the steroids. I'm sorry. Let them take all the steroids. Let them take everything. Let them take whatever they want to take. I tell you what, I bet we'll get some great fights again.
Oh, and before we end this bitch, I definitely have to mention, man, this hasn't got mentioned. We didn't mention on past shows, but bare knuckle, baby.
Yes, sir.
Jeremy Heaven Stevens, Eddie Alvarez.
Yes, sir.
Great fight.
Yes, sir. Did you see Big Ben Rothwell?
Big Ben Roth dog. That motherfucker might be half retarded, but goddamn.
Bro, who's that? You talking about a polar bear? That is a polar bear for real.
Bro, that's a scary individual, man.
Get the heat. No, he's not scary at all. Get the strap.
Yeah, damn, I mean, he might be able to punch that bullet too, though. You never know.
And you did all that training. Man, I ain't seen too many dudes that can whoop one of them, Max.
No.
You did all that training just to get hit with this 40. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now look at you bleeding. I told you I didn't want to fight. I'm scared.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I ain't seen too many dudes, man, without armor on that can whoop a 40.
That's a dangerous fight, man. But I gotta get my ass to work, dog. I had to pull up, get a little quick morning in.
Yes, sir.
I know me and Kyle gonna probably we're probably gonna do something tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow. I don't know what Kyle's schedule is like. We might do a day or night show. Not sure, but I think I'm gonna try to do because I usually work nights. So I could try to do like mornings because I know there's different crowds. People have different work schedules. So try to get some mornings in, some nights in, see what pops off. But as always, it's always an honor doing it with my guy DJ. Now that you got a little more time to do it.
You feel me? Yeah, just let me know, man. I'll pop up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for all the comments. You know what I'm saying? All the trolls and non-trolls, all the people that got beef and don't got beef, man. We appreciate everybody. And, the wise words of Lil E, I want y'all to breathe air, live life. It's always a treat with players and me. Now, man, thanks for pulling up to the boxing section. And with that,